Welcome to the Uncensored Self Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Gillen, and on this show, ambitious women learn how to create a life they're obsessed with, without the hustle, without the grind, without torturing ourselves, and without following anybody else's rules. This podcast is all about creating our own rules, owning our identity as creator, and hitting every single goal we set for ourselves. Together, we're redefining success on our terms and building lives that look as good as they feel. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the podcast. Well, I have something really fun and exciting for you over the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, and then I'm going to give you some content for today. So if you have not heard the whole story, if you have, sorry, but if you haven't, I'm going to tell it for you. I started working with a client in May of last year, and she lovingly, when she would talk to people about our work, she would tell people about her business therapist. And that client is my friend Courtney Benson. I've interviewed her here on the show. She's amazing, but she's always talked about business therapy. And so I've kind of leaned into it a little bit. Sometimes I'm still like, am I legally allowed to do this? I don't know yet. I do have an email into my attorney, but really this idea of business therapy as this group coaching program came through about 6 weeks ago, because I have my program called the Uncensored Self, and it's my 6-week high touch, like VIP experience. And I experimented with doing it as a group program, and it just didn't flow the way that I wanted it to. And so I knew there was something in there, that there is a way to address business as a group and really use this business therapy idea, because I think it's a really incredible one. And so one of the things that I have learned in studying energetics, that you will learn as we go along this journey together, is that when something is meant for you, when it's ready, when it's time, you'll know. And you'll know because you won't be able to stop. Like when ideas come to me, when they are ideas, when they are things like, oh my God, Ryan, bring this to life, I know when I can't stop. I have to go, I have to move, I have to create. And that wasn't coming through for business therapy. And so I did something that is not in my strong suit, not my wheelhouse, and I put it aside, and I said, I will know when it is time to go. And in the meantime, I have been working with the most incredible one-on-one clients. Like I've signed 3 new one-on-one clients in the past week, and they are the most incredible fucking humans getting the most incredible results. And so I was just going with that. I'm like, cool, I'm just going to totally book out this one-on-one, and I'm going to lean into this, and I will know when it is time. And sure enough, over the weekend, on a walk, because that's where all the things in my life come through, right? Is on a walk. It came through like now is the time, go, 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 go. And it just was like, boom, 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 stacked up, go, just like it was back in December when I launched the Uncensored Self, right? So I knew that I was on the right track. But the first thought that came to my mind when this idea came through was like, oh fuck, like I'm not ready. I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. And it's gotta look this way. And how am I gonna do this? And then the voice came through loud and clear, like, Ryan, the rules are made up. The rules are made up. The rules are made up. Like, what feels good to you? And so I started asking myself the questions I tell you guys to ask yourself all the time. What if it were easy? What if it were fun? What would I love to do? What are my favorite ways to show up and talk to people? What are my favorite ways to bring my ideas to the world? And of course, it was like the podcast. So then, of course, I was like, well, we could create this and this, opt in this and launch this and program that. And I'm like, fuck that. I hate that. I hate that side of doing business. I hate that side of the online space, this idea where it's like, opt into my free thing so that I can make you think that I'm going to give you some value and pitch you my thing. And that just no longer aligns with me at all. I give so much free value between my podcast and conversations that I have with people and the content that I post on the internet, that I was like, that just feels disingenuous to tell you that you have to opt into this thing to learn something from me for me to pitch you my program. I just am not aligned with that in any way, shape, or form. But I still knew that not everybody is like me, a high D, a quick start, who's like, go, 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 go. That program is for me. Here's my money. Let's run. So then it was like, okay, well, what are the ways that I could bring this to life in a way that's meaningful, in a way that's connected, and in a way that's really aligned to me? And the answer was clear: the podcast. The podcast is the best way for me to talk to you about business therapy. The podcast is the best place for me to share with you the vision behind this program, the heart behind this program, and the transformation behind this program, so that you can make a decision about whether or not you want to buy. And the truth of the matter is, even if you don't want to buy business therapy, this six-part series, I think it's 6 parts, that I'm going to roll out over the next couple of weeks is going to be fucking incredible. And I also want to tell you that even if you are not a business owner, maybe you're somebody in a corporate career, maybe you are somebody who's like a real estate mortgage, it's you're kind of your own thing, but you're not type of deal. This is still for you, because I call it business therapy. Courtney called it business therapy, but it really is, to me, it is the energetics of success and money and love is really what business therapy is about. And it's really what this entire thing is about. And so I'm calling this series the energetics of winning, even though I don't even necessarily know if I believe that like winning is the right word. When it came through, it was like, yep, that's it. Because you like to win. You are a high achiever. You are a badass. You are good at what you do. You wake up every morning to go get the win. You like to win. You have been chasing wins your entire life. And so I am going to teach you in this 6-part series, and of course we will take this deeper inside of business therapy, is what are the energetics of winning? Like, what is that? What is that? What does it mean? What does it look like? How do I even tap into that? it all feels very confusing to me. So I'm going to break that apart for you in this really incredible way. Again, there is no opt-in required. I want you to listen. I want you to shift. And if you want to get into business therapy, you're going to send me a DM on social media, and I'm going to send it over to you, and you're going to get fucking started. It's going to be amazing and it's going to be incredible. But I first want to talk to you about the energetics of winning. And I'm pulling up my notes because I think that this is really important, because what many of us don't know or don't realize, or maybe we've been taught the exact opposite, is that business is an energy game. Business is an energy game. We have been taught that it is a strategy game and a skill game, right? That there is a right way and a wrong way to do business. And I don't believe that that is true. And in fact, you can look around our world and you can see that it is not true, because there are people doing business umpteen different ways, all of which are either struggling in business or succeeding in business. And so if there was a right strategy, a correct blueprint, one right way to win at business, at success, at money, at love, then it would be very easy, right? It would be very easy. You could just read that book or buy that program or buy that course and hire that person, and then you would be successful in business, right? That's what we're taught. That's what we're sold. Fuck, that's what I used to sell, right? Here is the way to sell. I taught people how to sell. If you guys don't know that, I started my career teaching sales to new entrepreneurs, my entrepreneurial career. I taught sales to, salespeople in corporate, and then in the entrepreneur world, where I was like, if you just follow this sales process, it will work for you. What I didn't know at the time, the tools that I didn't have at the time, is the reason why it was working for people was because I believed in it and they believed in it, right? And so then as I went on this journey, and it was actually my very first business that I had probably about 200 women go through my very first program. It was called the Uncensored Sales Program. By the time we retired it was the Uncensored Sales Accelerator. But the truth of the matter is, I had about 200 women go through this program. And what kept me up at night was, why were some people winning and some not? I gave them all the same coaching, all the same materials. I showed up as the best version of myself every single fucking day. Why were some people going through this program and killing it? Like multiple six-figure businesses. Like I helped one woman take her business from 6 figures to $500,000 in like 6 months, right? I helped one woman who took 28 sales calls and got 0 no's to like closing sales calls like this. Why were these people winning? And some people were going through the same program and they were not able to see success. And so it was that question that, if I think about it, that was the spark that led me on this study of universal law, the study of energetics, the study of this ancient wisdom that we all have access to, but the world has taught us something entirely different. And in that is where I really landed here today, to no longer teaching business, because I think that business is extremely easy to learn. I think that the sales and marketing and operations and service delivery and hiring and firing and customer service and all of those things, operations, is extremely easy. It's make people happy, solve a problem, take good care of them, solve a problem, take good care of them. Like that's literally it, right? Learn how to connect with people, solve their problem, and take good care of them. And you're running a business. And of course, I know that's an oversimplification, but the truth of the matter is, there's so many free resources in the world about this, right? That it's like, well, clearly, it can't be that hard, right? So then why aren't more people successful in business? Why are they not? Because it's an energy game, because you're playing the wrong game. Right? My mentor used to say this all the time. I actually just connected with Stacey today, and it filled my heart in the most beautiful ways. We used to say, right, everybody else is playing checkers and we're playing chess. Like that's what this is. Energy is chess, which is funny because I don't know how to play chess, but that's the truth of the matter. Business is checkers. It's a very easy game to play. Anybody can play it. Not everybody can play chess. Not everybody can play chess. Not everybody's good at chess. Not everybody has the patience for chess. Not everybody wants to study chess and understand the details of it. That's what this is. Not everybody wants to play the energy game, because the energy game is not the easier game. Let me explain, because you're like, whoa, Ryan, you're telling me that business is supposed to be easy. Yes, it is very easy, right? Energy work in and of itself is very easy. Understanding the energetics is very easy. Actually implementing this work is not easy. It's not easy, because it is literally questioning every single thing that you have been taught about business, about success, about money, about love, about God, about religion, about the world, about money, like all of it. You have to start questioning all of it. And that is not simple for most people, right? Even though it is extremely simple, the concepts in and of themselves are extremely simple. The reason why there are coaching containers like business therapy, like what I'm launching, is because actually having somebody help you pull apart your belief systems and really truly figure out how to embody these principles is the power of the work, right? That's why the work exists and look the way that it does. That's why coaching programs exist. That's why coaches exist. That's why mentors exist. That's why there's so many tools and resources available to this, not because this is difficult work, right? But because the actual discipline that it requires, and then the person you have to become, and then the things that you have to question in order to live life in this way is not easy. And that's why most people won't do it. They'll look at it and they'll be like, that can't possibly be that can't possibly be it, because it has to be so much harder than that, because if it were that easy, everybody would do it, right? Questioning everything you know is not easy. Right? Completely learning how to detach from results and the old school way of thinking is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. And that is why I really wanted to take you on this journey. Again, whether or not we get to work together in business therapy or not, is because you have to understand that the reason why the way that you have always done business is no longer working anymore, because that's what I believe of the people coming into my world. If the old school way of business was still working for you right now, you would not be here. You wouldn't follow me on social media. You wouldn't be on my email list. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast. You wouldn't have followed me. We would not be an energetic match. If what you were doing was working, you would not be an energetic match to this lesson, to this teaching, to this information, to me. You wouldn't be here. And the only reason you're here is because part of you knows that it is true. Part of you is interested. Part of you is like, I'm curious. Part of you is like, God, I hope she's right, because I'm so fucking sick and tired of doing it this way. Because it is an energy game. It is an energy game. Winning is an energy game. And so we first have to understand, and I've talked about this podcast a million times, I talk about this in my deep one-on-one work that I do with my private clients, is understanding that you are a spiritual being in a physical body, or you are an energetic being in a physical body. Everything is energy, right? Physics tells us this, right? Universal law tells us this. You can go back into ancient wisdom and they will tell you this, right? That we are so much more than the physical bodies that we live in. Yet we are trying to build businesses through the physical way that we know how to do it. And we're not relying on that more spiritual, energetic part of us to do business. And so that's really what this is about, is how do I start relying on that energetic part of me, the bigger part of me, the much larger part of me, the much wiser part of me, the much more stronger, right? The much stronger part of me to do this. Why am I not? And it is because everybody else is doing it the old school way, right? And so it feels really scary to be the only person who's doing things differently. And so that's why we stay stuck. I think we stay stuck. We, me, you, everybody stays stuck, because when we look around and we look for evidence, we see more people doing it the old school way, the hard way, the challenging way, the matter on matter is what Joe Dispenza calls this, right? The 3D way. And so I'm asking you to do something completely differently. And you look around and you're like, is everybody doing this? But then when you start studying this work, you will realize that the highly successful people that you think were doing it through effort and hard work were actually doing it through energy. Right? So I'm not saying that business requires no effort. I'm not saying that business requires no work. I am saying that effort and work happen after energy alignment. And that when your energy is aligned and you start playing the energy game, that the energy does the majority of the work, and the effort and the work that you do winds up just feeling easier. And it feels more like flow. Again, I've shared this before in recording this podcast for you, again, with a barking dog, recording this podcast for you, that like, this is not work to me. This is work, right? Like I'm during work hours, I am creating something that is designed to sell my programs, right? But this is not hard work. This is me sharing my heart with you. This is me sharing my experience with you. This is me being me. F-bombs, barking dog, all the things in one. Like, that's it. This is me showing up as me working. So, I am evidence of what you are looking for, which is somebody who, when they are in alignment, they just show up and they do things differently, and they follow the nudges, right? For me, I followed this nudge. I wasn't ready to launch this program. I don't have a fucking sales page. I don't have anything ready to launch this program other than the go feeling in my body that said, go, 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 go. People need this. Launch this in Q2. Launch this in Q2. This is how we're going to start the second quarter of the year, because the truth of the matter is we're about 90 days, give or take, into 2025. And I have to ask you a question. Where are you in relation to your goals? Where are you in relation to your business or your career and what you're achieving? But most importantly, where are you in relation to your happiness? Are you having fun? Are you happy? Do you love your life? Do you do work that you enjoy every day? Do your days make you happy? Are you excited to wake up in the morning and do the work? Do you look at your calendar and go, oh my God, this is so amazing. This is so much fun. I love this, love this, love this, love this, love this. Because if the answer is no, then business therapy is for you. Then this podcast series is for you, because we are supposed to have fun. Life is supposed to be fun. We have been sold a complete and total fucking lie that our job on this planet was to come here and fucking torture ourselves to make enough money to enjoy in retirement. Like, that is a complete and total fucking lie. Why? Why would we do that? Why? Other than the world told us that. Then we observed our parents doing that because they observed their parents doing that. And I think there's a very specific reason why the world doesn't want us to know about this, because powerful people can't be controlled. I'm going to say that for you again. Powerful people cannot be controlled. The story that we all live by every day allows us to be controlled. We're controlled by money. We're controlled by social media. We're controlled by, what we think we should have and want. We are completely controlled by the world that we observe. which is how we got this idea that this is how we're supposed to grow businesses and have careers. We're supposed to work as hard as we possibly can and sacrifice everything that's good and important in the world to be successful, quote unquote, yet we have no energy to enjoy success. We have no time to enjoy success. We can't possibly enjoy our success because we're too busy chasing success. Like, guys, that's by design. And I know that I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but if you think about it, it's true. You can't possibly think that this is all that God put us on this planet to do, is to fucking work our asses off to make money that we might enjoy someday. Yet we all somehow also know how short life is. We all also know how quickly it can be taken away from us. And I don't say that to be sad or to create fear, but it's true. When you think about life and how we maybe get 80 to 100 years if you're really healthy, 80 to 100 years in our lives. Like, do you really think that we're supposed to work for 60 of them, suffer for 60 of them, to maybe enjoy 20 of them, maybe if we're healthy enough to do so? Like, think about that. Think about it. This is not the game that you think that it is. This is an entirely different game. And only the people who are brave enough and courageous enough, and frankly, sick and fucking tired enough, are the people who are going to learn how to build in this way, who are going to learn how to achieve goals, right? I'm not saying we don't achieve our goals. I'm not saying we don't make fuck tons of money. I'm not saying that we don't help shit tons of people. I'm saying that the old school way of hard work, effort, suffer and sacrifice, lack and limitation are not the only way to do this. They are one way to do it. It is one way to do it. Certainly is. But I don't know about you. I refuse to believe that my life is only to work. It's not meant for fun. I don't believe that. And so my lack of belief of that, which I don't even think I realized that I didn't believe until I started doing this work, was like, oh yeah, no, I've never really aligned with this, but I just didn't know another way, right? And then I got so wrapped up in it. And so then it became chase more, because eventually more is going to make you happy. But y'all know how that story ended, right? Divorce, business divorce, bankruptcy, real fast, right? But as I have studied energetics and embodied the energetics and trusted the nudges and shown up in a really powerful way, my business has become easy. Clients come to me. People come to me. They pay in full for my services. They want to know how to work with me. I don't do endless amounts of 4-year-long sales calls and all these other things. I get on the phone with people, I tell them about my programs, and they buy consistently. And that is completely new to me too. I just want you to know that I spent many years doing it the other way. As I told you, I taught business for a long time in the old school way. But the more that I lean into this, the more that I focus on the energetics of who I am, embodying the identity of creator, really mastering my energy and not just mastering results, the easier and the better and the more expansive that my life gets, the more yeses I get, the more opportunities that knock on my door. And that is the journey that is this, because this is an energy game. Business is an energy game. Your career is an energy game. Life is an energy game. Money, success, love, it's all about energy. It's all about energy. Because if it was about hard work, you'd be there by now. If it was about mindset, it was just as simple as thinking positive thoughts, you would be there by now. If it was just as simple as following that 3-step blueprint that you can buy for $17 from that influencer on Instagram, you would be there by now. You're smart. You're incredible. None of this has anything to do with your capabilities. I recorded a short-form piece of content about this, but like, your life right now is actually not at all a depiction of what you're capable of. It is a depiction of what you're an energetic match to. So look around. This is what you are currently an energetic match to in your business, in your career, in love, in success, and in money. This is what you are an energetic match to. It's not what you're capable of. You and I both know you are infinitely more capable than what it is that you're accomplishing and achieving right now. You and I both know that. You have barely scratched the surface of your potential. I know I have. And I've done a lot of really fucking cool shit in my life. I've achieved a lot of things a lot of people have never achieved. And I can still tell you that I am just barely scratching the surface of what I am capable of, because I have been trying to rely on my capabilities and my skills and my effort and my hard work, which again, have landed me here, not mad about it. But our energy, when we tap into that bigger part of us, that magical part of us, that all-knowing ancient wisdom part of us, we can do so much more than we're capable of. We can do so much more than we're capable of. But the first thing we have to realize is, what game are you playing?
Because if you're playing the hard work, suffer, sacrifice, sun up till sundown, and I can sleep when I'm dead and spend my money when I retire, and maybe I'll be able to repair that relationship with my spouse and my kids once I slow down enough to do it. If that's the game you're playing, you can't get there. It's not your dream life if you're miserable. The only way that you get to where you want to go in your dream life is if you build it in an aligned way. But if you build it in this old school push, suffer, sacrifice, hard work way, this miserable way, you will always be miserable. Because you're playing an energy game. And when you put out miserable energy, you get miserable energy back. When you spend all your time doing shit that you hate, that makes you angry and resentful and pissed off and frustrated, that's all you can get back. But when you start to build in a way that is aligned and is fun and is happy, you get aligned and fun and happy back. Because this is an energy game. So if you're ready to be done playing the energy game, and you're ready to be done playing the hard work game and the suffer and sacrifice game, and you want to start learning how to play the energy game, I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing here over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. Business therapy as a live program. This is the only time I'm teaching it live, guys. This is the cheapest it will ever be, and it is the only time that I'm teaching it live. Not only, right? Never say never. But for a while, this is the only time that I'm teaching this live, which means you're not just going to get one call a week with me. You're going to get two, because I'm going to teach and I'm going to coach. And business therapy is an invitation for you to learn how to play the energy game so that you can truly become successful. You can truly make a fuck ton of money. And you can figure out what love is in all of this. I'll do an entire podcast on that for you. But I'm launching this in a very untraditional way because the rules are made up. And the only way that I can show you that is by doing this the way that I want to do it, which is there's no opt-in required. There's no fancy funnel. Fuck, guys, I don't even have a sales page yet. I have a Google Doc. Some of you are used to that by now. But what I can tell you in my heart of hearts is that this is the most important work that I've ever done. Because it has not only changed my professional life, it's changed my personal life. It's changed my relationship with my children. My children. Some days when I really think about what it was like when they were babies and I was so lost and so wrapped up in business, like I could cry. I could cry over the years that I've lost. I can cry over the number of times I sat in a room with them, but I wasn't present. I can cry when I think about the vacations that I took them on, but they didn't want that from me. They just wanted me, but I didn't know how. I was so dysregulated and I was so obsessed. And I thought the only way that I could provide a life to them was by making a fuck ton of money. And the only way I knew how to do that was through hard work and suffer and sacrifice. So that's what I did. And now I'm in a space where I don't do that anymore, thank God. But I also have these beautiful relationships with my kids. And I get to be present with them. And when I'm with them, I'm with them. And I love that so much. God, I love it so much. And so if you want to go through the 6-part series and you don't intend to join business therapy, that's cool. I'm glad you're here. If you're not ready yet, but you're interested, let's talk. If you're like, fuck yeah, Rise, send me the Google Doc, I'm ready. Let's go. Of course, I have some bonuses for those of you that are early adopters because we're not starting to the week of April 7th. So if you're an early adopter and you're like, let's go, I'm in, here you go. I've got some bonuses for you. I've got some cool shit coming up that I want to include you in. But ultimately, I just want to tell you that it is a business game. It is an energy game. The game that you're playing, you can't win it. That's why I'm teaching the energy of winning, because you can't win the way you're playing it right now. I'll see you in the next training.
Thank you for tuning in to the Uncensored Self Podcast. If you're walking away with a new perspective, some fresh inspiration, or the push you needed to show up as your uncensored self, I'd love to hear about it. Share this episode, leave a review, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Remember, success isn't about following somebody else's rules. It's about owning who you are, deciding what you want, and going after it unapologetically. Until next time, keep leading, keep creating, and stay uncensored.